What up, baby? All right, so today is a day. Is that odd to say? It's the truth. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. We in the bedroom stew. And I got a lot on my mind today. I'd like to basically just kind of go off the cuff because this has been something on my mind a lot. And I'd like to just talk about it from a therapeutic standpoint. And we can have fun with it. We don't have to be super serious, but I'd love to kind of get into this today. So I would like to start by saying I think a lot of people forget how fast life can move. And I think every day, what's up, everybody? You guys' names are beautiful, beautiful. Um, I think a lot of times what happens is we kind of just get so used to the daily everything, the daily grind, and we just start forgetting how important some of the stuff that we're doing is. And I will say for me, I speak from experience. Am I super dark for you guys? I'm sorry if that's the case. The lighting in here is gonna have to get changed up. Um, let's see if I can make myself a little brighter. I can't promise anything, but let's try it. So I think sometimes we just kind of get used to like the daily grind. We start just moving throughout life without really understanding how important it is to kind of plan things out. And I just want to say that I've been, um, oh, I love that. Go get those nails did. I got to put it on the screen. You guys aren't going to understand what I'm talking about. But it's really important to start really understanding that your life is passing you by. And this has been a big part of my compartmentalization lately is you can really set yourself up for the future by starting to think about your life in, the way of this is important. I'm not going to rush myself. I'm not going to have anxiety about the future or the past, but I am going to do something important with my life. And I'm going to do it by doing important things every day. So I don't mean like, oh, I need this huge purpose that's worldwide and everyone knows who I am and this and that. It's really important to just say, life is happening no matter what we're going through. So if you're in trauma right now, the reality is that life is still moving forward. And that's why it feels so hard because you're trying to catch up and you're trying to go forward and you're trying to exist in two different places at once. And so I'd like to just spend a little time today talking a little bit more about something I've learned lately with compartmentalization. And the way that I compartmentalize is basically listing out what's important from the day. And I posted on Alpha Made today, and it was the same sentiment is that yesterday is over, tomorrow isn't promised, so we really just have today. And that helps keep you grounded. It keeps you in a place of understanding that I'm not going to be too anxious about the future or worried about the past, but I'm going to try to keep things as far as contacts go, I'm going to try to be as productive today as possible. And so I think it's really important to kind of state that because how easy is it to just forget how important life is? And something happens that kind of forces us to think about life. And that happened to me in the hospital. It just really hit me like, dude, this life is fragile. I'd already went through all this stuff with my family. So I guess in a sense, I wasn't expecting rainbows and sunshine, but I will say that maybe I expected a beginning of an upward trajectory. Maybe in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I think it's important I thought that I was going to go up from that point because it was such a low. And then I realized it got worse. So I was like, oh, that's fun. This is fun. And that's what started so much of my thought process the way I am today is once you get anywhere near the idea of, I think I might not make it for very long, like you get to a real wall and you start questioning if you are going to make it. And, with all of my family gone, knowing I have little kids, I just realized how important it is to put in effort. I feel like that's all life really is just a little bit of effort. And a little bit of effort goes a long way. Now, let's go back to the compartmentalization really quickly. I think it's important to just say every day I'm so all over the place. I have to physically write down stuff in a notebook. Where's my notebooks? Right here. I have two notebooks. These are my two notebooks. And I just write out my day or I put it in my phone in some capacity because I genuinely will not get everything done unless I am really focused because I'll lose my track. And especially when you have your kids around and you're trying to get stuff done, it's so impossible. You have all of this stuff to balance. And so I think number one, spend some time every day just being grateful that you're here. It's so easy to forget that there's a lot of people who aren't. And that's a great perspective to keep as much as you possibly can. I'm not saying every moment of the day, but it's important to kind of carry a certain level of understanding of gratitude that, for me, I'm still here. Like that could have easily not been the case, or my life could be worse. So it's the truth. I could easily be in a worse position. I could be, you know, I can always think of a worse scenario, just be honest. And then two, I think that the best thing about grounding yourself in your day to day is that it will help you start to feel a little bit more less chaotic. I have to what's the best word to say this? I have to unchaotic, dechaotic, whatever the word. It's not a real word. I'm making it up as we say it. I have to find as much peace as possible every day. And it's not easy. I don't wake up feeling great. I wake up, probably first thing I do is think about everything that needs to get accomplished, and I can flood myself with anxiety. I'm like, oh shoot, I've got this, and this. Well, I can't accomplish all of that at one time. So good thing is, instead of freaking out, let me go ahead and write down what needs to get done. What's important and what can I do today? Because maybe these are overall things that need to be accomplished, but can I do this all in one day? And then from that point, you start to slowly accomplish each thing, mark it off. There's something so powerful. I can't tell people enough, but there's something so powerful about kind of actually marking things off, like specifically going through and accomplishing something and then crossing a line through it or putting a check mark on it. It's like incredible what it shows you did, because at some point you're like, I didn't do enough today. But if you look back and you see I did 15 things I've been needing to do all week, it's important. So I think it's really important to say that every day is a blessing, and the way you carry that gratitude is to try to live in the moment. I think it's one of the most beautiful things you could ever learn how to do is have ideas of the future, but only take the progressive steps. And I really do always go back to like anything you've ever built. You've built a house, you do anything, you map out the house, you know what rooms are going to be where, you make a plan. That's smart. But the only way to build that house is to do every single step. You need electricity, you need plumbing, you need to lay concrete, then you have to build a frame, then you have to insulate the walls, then you have to drywall. I mean, everything you do has a step. And so that's, I think, what happens is so much of social media and life is everything that people have already accomplished. And then it makes us feel like we're in comparison with this person's doing my dream or whatever the case is. It's very easy to compare. I think that's unfortunate part of life. But when you start really just living in the moment of what you need to do and your focus isn't on others and you can just be as clear-minded as possible, it's beautiful. It shuts out so much of the noise that's unnecessary, that's causing you to stay in a place you don't deserve to be. And it just starts to give you this perspective of life. And, I have to remind myself sometimes the same exact thing. I get really overwhelmed with things that need to get done. And then I feel like I failed because I didn't do all those things. And then I spend it's a whole rigmarole. Okay. And it's just, but like, it's such a big point to like slow the F down. How about that? That's a great way to put it. I'm glad. If you guys have ever put drywall up or ever done anything in construction or just understand it in general, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Everything we do is a step-by-step process. Remember I told you my favorite quote from What About Bob is baby steps. It's the realest thing ever. Like it's so underrated because it's like, I know where I need to get, but brother, if I have to take a road trip right now, I'm going to look up the address. And then the whole point is, yes, I know the end destination, But that whole road trip is just as important, because if I don't have air in the tires, I'm not going to make it. If I don't gas up the car, I'm not going to make it. Especially if you're taking a Tesla, you're going to take 5 extra hours. Love you, Tesla, but frick that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think about the fact that we all see our end goal, and we all just have this, like, what's, what's a boat term? What's the boat? Poop deck ahead. I don't know. F it. Whatever ahead, aim that way, go that way. The point is, we skip out that process. And in that process is where your character is built, where the whole entire point of that thing happens. And I'm a sports guy, so I always say this, but it's like, the reason why I wanted to play sports so bad is because it's so compartmentalized. And I realized that later, like, okay, my job is to be this good at this position, and this is what my position does. I'm talking about basketball. So if you go to, I have to read this in a second, hold on. But if you're playing basketball and you know you're a shooting guard or whatever position you are, within that confine of what you're going to practice. So you always know, I'm going to get better, better, better at this thing. And that way, when game time comes, I'm going to be there. But it's so fun as a basketball player, in my personal opinion, to slowly get better at your job, and watch your shot get better, and watch your defense get better, and watch your understanding get better. Because then when you're actually in the game, all of that practice, all of that time between those big moments shows up. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, find some love in the process, find some joy in your process, and find some joy even when you're going through your lows. And I don't see enough people talk about their lows, and I'm not saying they have to, but when I was super, like, wanted to end it all, I couldn't balance anything. Like, you're just in a hole. And I understand that. So I'm not trying to make it impossible, because I know when you're in a really bad place, you're in a bad place, and all you see is the walls closing in. But as I've gotten older, and I'm grateful that obviously I didn't make that decision, but I preach this all the time to other people who are going through it. It's just simply like, I know you can't see it now, but it's just a little bit longer. And that's where the 30 seconds came from. I got to that point. I was having so much anxiety and stress. I said, I'll just give myself 30 more seconds, and I can't promise another minute after that. After the 30 seconds is over, I can't guarantee you that I'm not going to want to do something drastic at the end of 30 seconds. That's just where I was. It was that bad. And now that I've gone through that, I realize that the next person can understand what I had to learn without having to go through it. Is my life is, when it gets so chaotic and I'm so overwhelmed by tasks, and I have all these things that I need to do and I need to accomplish, and I have people depending on me, and I'm going through my own personal stuff, and I'm trying to become a better person, and it's all this crap. It's so much. Can't even list it all out. I realize that grounding yourself is the only option. What other option do you have? Like, literally, what else can you do? You either let yourself get swallowed by the fish, or you just one step at a time, one thing at a time. That's all we've got. And that's really the only choices we get in life, is how we respond to things and what we're going to do next. Our next decision is the next thing. And that's why I said I think Lori is so evil, because every time she got to certain decisions, she kept going down the one path that kept leading to the same destruction. That's the point. God gives us opportunities to go to that next place. I'm going to see if this is going to change this. Oh, that's better. Wow. Yikers. That'd be a little too bright. That might have been the problem. My bad. But yeah, it's all about decisions. It's all about timing. It's all about what I'm doing next. That's what's important. Anyway, this lighting is a little much, so I might have to fix it. Emily says, you've got to lay the foundation, put up the frame, insulate, mix the mud, tape it off, and no, you don't forget the OSHA regulations. Yeah, they will get you. I used to be so afraid of OSHA. I was like, I don't want to do, if I step up on this ladder, who's coming? Is OSHA coming for me? Possibly. Okay. Let there be light. Absolutely. On this Sunday, she whiz, was that brighter than I anticipated. Way too bright. Anyway, we'll get back to, I'll get my lights out here. This is getting a little ridiculous. Anyway, it's really important for me, as just, I think of the things that are important to my heart is what I want to give our community. And I know people are struggling every day, and I know that life gets super overwhelming, and there's just no roadmap. There's nothing that you can do to like help someone understand when they're in those dark places. Like, you can only encourage them the best you can. I just try to put certain thing into perspective that I've learned, and that's probably one of the main things I've learned at this point. At 30 years old, just put one foot in front of the other, do the best for today, because that's all you literally can do. I can't promise the next 2 minutes from now. There could be a freaking horse stampede that comes through this bedroom, and I couldn't do anything about it because I can't predict 2 minutes from now. And so I think that kind of acceptance of understanding in the most beautiful way how out of control life is, it almost is a surrendering to, okay, so I'm going to stop trying to control it. Even though I've been out of control my whole life, trying to grab life by the nuts, without a better way to say it, is not going to make you feel better. There is no such thing as control. It's the most beautiful thing to learn in your life. When you let it go, you will never feel like you're trying to control life. You can only control yourself. You make the best decisions you can at the time. You try to think of the best case scenarios. You try to do your best. And then on top of that, you can only respond to life as it comes at you. There's nothing else in your control. Even when evil people, they go make these bad decisions, but you know, they'll have to deal with the consequences of that too. Here and eternally, there's consequences for doing evil to other people. So I say all that because that's really what life boils down to, is there's nothing more than your moment right now and what you're going to do today, and what can I do to accomplish that. Now I want to address anxiety because I just hear so many people have such debilitating anxiety. And I can tell you, I know exactly what that's like. I've been I've had tons of anxiety my whole life. I've I mean, it's not funny, but like I laugh now because it was so debilitating to the point where like I couldn't function. I couldn't go to school. Everything I thought of was so overwhelming because I hadn't dealt with my life. I hadn't dealt with myself, my past when I was even a teenager, and I couldn't handle failure. I couldn't handle anything. All I felt was like this life-ending feeling all the time. And I say that because it's so important to give people perspective that anxiety is a real thing. My personal suggestion, okay, with any anxiety, um, welcome to the Warriors. My personal suggestion with anxiety is this: if I were to talk to myself in the anxiety, I'd say three things. Check what you're eating and drinking, make sure you're getting enough sleep, and be careful with what you watch. Those are three immediate helps. And then I would add in, try to do something healthy every day, which is go out for a walk, go for a bike ride, swim in a pool. I don't know. I don't know. Just do something physical. It will help you. And then I would do so much less screen time, and I would do more grounded exercises, color, like anything that has the ability to stimulate your mind without distracting you, but just lets you use your movement. And then just be really careful with what you're doing with yourself. Like, people don't realize, if you start to cut certain things in your life, your anxiety will start to dissipate. Especially my caffeine drinkers. I tell you all the time, I preach it all the time, that if you're drinking too much caffeine, it will make you feel anxiety. You will just feel worried and you'll not even know why, because you have too much caffeine. Your body's jittery as hell. You're shaking. If you put your hand out and you're like this because you had too much caffeine, it's a real thing. And I say that especially with teenagers, like, it's a dangerous thing to do too much of, really. So, you're preaching to the choir here, because I was the caffeine bandit. My body got the tolerance. That doesn't mean it was still good for me. I stopped being jittery and scared all the time, but I know that caffeine stuff it's very, very real, and it will affect you. So you got to slow down on the caffeine. And then you got to drink enough water. It sounds so ridiculous with how simple it is, but it is that simple. It really is. Like, when you start being mindful of what you're doing with your day, you stop procrastinating. And let me tell you, I know what it's like to procrastinate. Stop procrastinating. It doesn't ever get better. It's just a bad habit that I had to break. And now I'm like an over preparer, and I'd rather be an over preparer than a freaking procrastinator. I hate feeling late to the show. I hate it. I hate that feeling of like, I got to figure it all out right here, right now, because I wasn't prepared. How much more anxiety did I just give myself? Like, I just gave myself 10 times worse anxiety. So that's number two. And then one of the other things I will say is I just started doing this, so I'm going to preach it back to what I always say, which is put your oxygen mask on first. I know you've got things you got to take care of. There's people dependent on you. There's all kinds of things, but you deserve just as much care as anybody else in your life, because you can't give anybody else anything if you're an empty cup. It's the most true statement. Like, empty cups have nothing to pour into someone else. So even if you feel like, oh yeah, well, I can still physically do this and this, no, you can't. Not for long. You can't sustain that. You can't sustain it. And at the end of the day, it's going to sound like crazy, but you literally just have this one life. There ain't no 38 lives like Chad said. There's no coming back to try again. None of it. It is one time, one go. And that means that how we conduct ourselves matters. And it's all about learning from your mistakes, because we have cancel culture, and it's sad to see people, like, some people genuinely just make mistakes and people are just so quick to say they're the worst. Like, you just write someone off forever if they do something, right? And I'm talking about cancel culture in general, where it's like somebody who genuinely made mistakes or something can't come back from that. Okay. Like, I think that's crazy, because everybody's made mistakes. And if everybody's business was out there and everybody had their business in, the streets, everyone would be effing canceled. Okay. So everybody needs to humble themselves, because there's nobody who doesn't have things that they regret or things that they've learned from, but not everybody's is public. And so it's like, we should be the ones to not cast the first stone, because everybody has stuff they've done that they wish was different, and they learn from that and you move on. But we have a culture of that where it's like, absolutely just kill people for their mistakes. And that doesn't bring healing or growth for anybody. And it makes you scared to make mistakes. Well, if you're scared to make a mistake, well, then you can't do anything in life. Like, who just nails it? Who just walks in the door and is just NBA MVP rookie year, never misses a shot? It's like, what are we teaching ourselves as a society? You have to have room to grow and make mistakes. And it makes me sad to think that we are so quick to judge something and just so quick to make decisions and finalize decisions on things. I don't know. It just, that's part of it. But you know what? I'm also going to say the other side of that. Do not let someone else dictate your value and worth. You have to find a way to understand your true value. And it's a hard thing, man. As a people pleaser, as someone who grew up that way and spent my whole life trying to, like, remember I talked to you guys about breadcrumbs? It's like trying to earn someone's love. You're fighting for it. You're trying so hard to give them everything you think that they want, just so you can barely receive anything, if anything, back. That's not healthy. No one can function like that. And that's not the point of your life, is to be someone else's, I don't know, whatever, their happiness. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as that. And so all of these things are tips of ways to, like, get out of your head. That's basically what anxiety is you're in your head. And we get so caught up in everything other than the moment. And we just, oh my gosh, life just passes by. It just passes by. And I think we can all attest to it. Sometimes I sit there and I'm like, how in the world has it been, 6 years since Tylee and JJ? Like, how is this moving so fast? Or you look at your kids, and my kids are growing up so fast, and I go, oh my gosh, how in the world? Like, they say you blink and it's there, but it really does happen, because one day you just kind of have like a moment of realization, like, holy crap, like, this is a short little time, and then they're going to be teenagers, and then they're going to live their life, and I'm going to be trying to help them then. But it's like, I'm missing out if I'm always thinking I got to build their life. As a dad, I'm like, I got to build their life up. I've got to make sure they have everything they need, and I need to give them stability, and I got to do this, and I'm working so hard to make this possible for my kids. But that just mows over now. It just mows over now. There's a really cool Logic song. Let me see if I can find it. It's just a good perspective. I think Logic's an interesting um, rapper. I like Logic. I don't care what anybody says. Logic has a song on, I think it's on Everybody. Nope. I'm a damn lie. It's not on Everybody. It's on, what is that album? Young Sinatra 4, and it's called Everybody Dies? Or is it Last Call? Is it Last Call? Hold on. Give me a second. This is worth it. I promise. This is a good song. No, it's not. It's not. Shut up, Logic. Hold on. It's called, I think it's Everybody Dies. Nope, not Everybody Dies either. The Return, The Glorious Five, One Day, whatever. Legacy. Legacy. It's called Legacy. And Logic raps in this song about legacy. How do I want to be remembered? Then he just plays this whole scenario out about being a workaholic. You guys ever see Click? I'm not going to spoil the movie for you. You ever seen the Adam Sandler movie Click? In this movie, he gets a little magic remote and he can go fast forward and rewind time, but he can fast forward anything he doesn't want to do. Okay? It's a great perspective movie. And I bring it up because this all matters. Trust me. This is not just random. In the movie Click, Adam Sandler gets a remote that allows him to fast forward through things he doesn't want to do, like regular life. And then it starts doing these time jumps based off his preferences from his remote. And it time skips his real life. So even when he doesn't want to fast forward, his remote remembers, oh, you didn't want to do this before, so I'm just going to automatically fast forward you through this time. So long story short, Adam Sandler goes through his whole life and he just skips. He's just time jumping through his kid's life. And he gets to the end of his life and he's sick and he's dying. And he realized that all he tried to do, and I think he becomes really successful like he wanted, but he missed out. He missed out time with his parents. He missed out time with his children. They're at his deathbed and he's got nothing to show for it. He lost his wife and she's remarried to Rudy and all this stuff, right? It's such a great perspective movie because we don't think of life in that way, but it happens where it's like all of a sudden you wake up and life is you're just past a bunch of stuff because you were so focused on, and I struggle with this the most, trying to make sure my kids have what they need and making sure that they're taken care of. It's like that can really overwhelm your mind every day. And then on top of it, I'm like, I want to do justice by my family. And then I want to help other people. So like, it's easy to get my mind so absorbed in something else. But I will say, swimming with my kids, and I'm like, I really need to take this time in. Like, there's this amount of time that I have with them when they're little, and then they grow up and then they start to live their own lives. And, like, there's just two different ways to balance that out. You can still think about the future. You can still be excited. You can plan, but then also, what are my practical steps to get there? And then two, let me make sure today doesn't pass me by, and it's hard. There's hard days where you're like, I can't wait to go to bed. Frick this. I'm out. What time is bedtime? I'm out of here. I can't wait for the day to just shut down and I can restart tomorrow. And that's something the Bible says too. It says there's new grace tomorrow. So you kind of start the next day trying to get back into it. I think a lot of times life is just simple as try to get back on the horse. I don't care how many times you get down or get knocked down. All life is just get back up. And it's like, sometimes you need help getting back up. Sometimes you need extra support. You need extra love. You need people. You can't get yourself up. It doesn't matter. But getting back up is all that matters. It just takes some time. That's it. And if you are interested, that song is called Logic. It's by Logic, called Legacy. It's really interesting. It's the same kind of perspective. But I don't know. When I heard that, it just really hit me in that way to go, damn, dude, like, my whole 20s, I feel like, just got stolen. Like, my entire 20s just got dominated by tragedy. And I just kind of did. I guess at one point, I mean, I never like physically gave up. Like, I never stopped doing stuff. But I think a part of me did just kind of like say, yeah, I'm never going to have anything in my life. Like, I wrote my script out because of my life circumstances. So I'm like, never going to have, good friends again. I'm never going to live the life that I want to because of this thing hanging over me. I just wrote my script out so many different times. And then like I just realized that's not how it works. That's not how life works. But we think something, and then we write our own kind of ending to our story, which is not how that works. But um, here I am doing something completely opposite of what I would have imagined when I was in a dark place. So that's my point. You can't you can't predict your life, but you can try to just never give up. I love that. I read that as I was saying it. That's all that matters. And I think sometimes we devalue our time, we devalue our life, and you have no idea how special you really are. And I don't know if people aren't telling you this, but every single one of you is very special. There's no one like you. And your specific gifts to this world are important. But the problem is we've platformed celebrities, we've platformed people to make it seem as if there's this huge hierarchy, like they're better. Let me just say this, and I love movies. I'm a movie buff. I have a whole channel called Pop Culture Poppy. But actors are playing roles to entertain our time. That does not, and I'm not saying this to sound rude at all, because some actors can be really great role models, but they're most of the time, you're talking a millionaire gets paid millions of dollars to pretend to be average because it makes more sense to us. Is that not hilarious or what? They are millionaires pretending to be average in movies. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know what I'm saying? That's funny to me because, and I'm not saying they're not great at acting, but I am saying that we have this idea like that is success in life. Like being famous or being some kind of huge mogul is like success. Success is also measured though in people that you've helped, the lives that you've touched, and the gift that you have that spreads to everybody. And I think that everybody is so unique. And yet here we are thinking what we've now like almost like what's the word, programmed ourselves to believe that this is how success looks. Like we have ideas, like money is success, houses are success. This, when I get here, when I get this, if I had this, I would be important. You know how many people are up there? The 1%. And guess what? That's 1% of the whole effing world. So that means everybody else isn't special, but those people are special. That's crazy. That means we don't have any like, oh, we don't matter because we're not in the 1%. It's like, that's crazy. They just have the 1%. I'm not going to take anything away from someone who's worked their ass off to earn something in their life. But we have created this idea that people are so much better than us because of their success in their life versus like, dude, we are the rest of the world, and the rest of the world needs people that are spreading their love and their gifts. And I think we're in a time where like we're blessed and cursed at the same time with social media, but we have the ability to share our gifts. And it's like there's never been a time like this. There's never been a time where you can go on social media and be seen like this is new. This is very new to the world in the last like 10 years. But I think it's really important to stop overvaluing something you don't have, stop undervaluing what you do. And at the end of the day, and I'm just going to say it because it's just the truth. At the end of the day, when you're gone, what do you have? Your character. That's all you take with you. All you have is the intangibles. It's everything that's inside you. So none of this shit matters. Like your legacy is great. I want to leave a legacy. But at the end of the day, none of it matters if you don't understand that everything valuable is really internal, and then the family that you have and the values that you give your kids and what they give to their kids, and you try to be healthy and you try to take care of your life, all this other stuff you could be a billionaire and you'll still die the same way that someone with no money does. None of that stuff matters like in the grand scheme of it all is what I'm trying to say. This is a blip of time. And we spend so much of our time chasing money and trying to pay our bills and trying to, not drown in debt and just everything that we all go through all the time. And I'm not saying those things are important or to just throw them away, but one of the things that helped me a lot is I was really, really stressed out, and I just started thinking, you know, one of the promises that Jesus says I think is such a huge thing is he says, um, don't spend your life worrying. He said that God takes care of the birds in the air and puts flowers in the fields and all that. It's like how much more will he take care of you? It's like why am I tripping? What am I doing? What a waste of my time. And again, a big point is if a tsunami is going to come, whether you know it's coming or not, if you just sit at the edge of a beach every day and say, I'm so worried there's a tsunami coming, and you never have any swelling, you don't know, you just know a tsunami is possible. If you sit there every day at the edge of that beach saying, I'm so worried that there's going to be a huge tsunami, you can't stop that motherfucker even if you worry about it. So really, worrying has no merit, nothing. I've talked to you guys about the difference in worrying and concern. Those are two different things. Worrying does not produce any fruit. This doesn't. You're sitting there worried about this idea something could happen. It could. You're damn right. I could get swept up by Alduin and get taken off to Skyrim right now. I can't stop it though. So worrying about that happening isn't going to change today. It's only going to stop me from being able to be present because I can say, well, I'm just too worried. I'm too stressed. I can't be whatever. And again, I want to preface this by saying the balance is sometimes you do need some time to yourself. Sometimes you do need to go deal with your feelings. I'm not belittling that. What I am saying is that worrying doesn't help you get out of it. I promise you that. Worrying is worry. And I just hear people all the time, so worried about you. I'm so worried. I love people and I'm not ever belittling them for worrying about me. I say, don't worry about me because I don't want you to be sitting there afraid of what could happen to me. Yes, I have meningitis. Yes, I could have a stroke. Yes, it could happen at any moment. But I also, how much more of my time do I have to sit there and wait? If I worry for the next 10 years and then have one, or if I worry for the rest of my life and it never happens, or I could not worry about it, understand and have the concern, and meaning I will make sure I do everything I can to be healthy and not provoke a stroke, but I can't stop one. It's going to happen if it happens. So instead of me spending all my time constantly worried, I just accept what it is, do my best, and that's literally all I have. There's no stopping all these things. If it happens, it happens, and that is the truest statement in life. I can't stop life from happening to me. So I just want to share that because it's so important in our day and age to just, we got to chill out. It's so sad to hear the anxiety people have every day, like crippling anxiety. I'm not belittling you for your anxiety. I feel you. I know what that feels like. I know what it's like to have panic attacks on just a regular day. Just a regular thing sets you over because your system's so overloaded. This is where I say it's okay to go get therapy. Go talk it out. Go talk it out. It's okay to find and seek help. If you need a doctor, you go find a doctor. It's okay. There's no shame in it. It might not be easy, but you get out of it what you put into it a lot of times. And it's not fun to talk to some stranger about your feelings, but you have to create relationship and trust and all that stuff. That's part of that process. But when you need something in life, you go to a specific person to get it. So when your mental's not right, it's okay to go get mental help. That's fine. What's wrong with that? Because you have to keep going, right? You know, you have to keep going. So just be really careful. Be careful with what you're watching. Be careful with what you're eating. It matters. It all adds up. And if you're having, I love you guys, but if you're having coffee and coffee and coffee and coffee and coffee all day, or energy drinks, you guys know I was the bandit. I had to shut myself down and cut myself off because not only is it not good for your heart and straining your body, but it can give you anxiety. You don't even know, like you don't understand why you feel that way you do. You just feel jittery and you kind of have this feeling of like impending doom. And so it's just a big deal. It's a big deal. All ticks up over time, you know? So take care of yourself, drink your water, eat some food, relax, let go of what you can't control. And then sometimes take a gosh dang bubble bath. Cause we out here taking bubble baths. I don't give a frick. We out here taking bubble baths, baby. I don't care what anybody says. I'm out here taking bubble baths. I love it. You can't say nothing to me. I don't need a boat like Chandler from Friends. I don't need nothing. I'm in that bubble bath. I'm having the time of my life. My muscles relax. I'm out there. I got my candles going on. Maybe I turn on freaking some soft jazz. I don't give a frick what people think. I'm a grown ass man. I love that bubble bath. Get in there. People are way too worried about people's judgment. Frick everybody else, bro. Frick people that have bad intention for you will always have bad intention for you. They're gonna judge you no matter what you do. So you're spending your time trying to make appearances. Well, guess what? They're playing a part. This is like we're in a world of roles, and people get really good at playing their role instead of dealing with their stuff. Sorry, I've been cussing a little bit more today. I guess I'm just heated today. But people get so worked up and they're just angry. And we have people on this channel. I'm just going to say it. They come every time something is said, they leave negativity, and that is it. They never, ever come in and be positive. And anytime they can criticize, they do. And I don't know if they're subscribed or they just come looking for problems. And I think to myself, that's not like I'm open to criticism. You can criticize and you can hate me. It's not for me to sit there and tell you you need to like me. But it's interesting to me that you only want to come around to the channel and to the community when you have something negative that you want to spread, and then you never come back for anything else, only for criticism's sake. I think to myself, you have to be miserable to do that, because I can't imagine doing that and running to everybody's place just to spread more anger. That's crazy. That means that means I'm angry and I just want everybody else to know. I told you, Charles had a lesson he told me when I was young. But he said, if everyone around you is an asshole, you're the asshole. And I don't know why, but that just hit me so hard. Like I got it. And I was like, okay. Because I had days like that where I was like, everybody's just the worst. F all of you. Like, you guys are everybody around me is just a dick today. I'm like, oh, I'm angry. And I'm now perceiving that everybody is triggering me because I'm pissed off. Most people never get to that self-reflection. It's everybody else's fault. Your life is everyone else's fault. You need a mirror. I love you, and you need a mirror. Because guess what? So do I. So do I. I need a mirror a lot of times too. But there's things that it happens, and you have to realize some of this stuff is in our hearts. We got to deal with ourselves. So much of what we perceive and have and do is from inside. Everything comes out from what we bring in. So you're watching bad shows, that goes in you, processes, comes out. Just like freaking eating food and crapping. It's the same thing. Everything you are is what you consume. Consuming means media as well. Consuming also means eating too much sugar. Your body processes what it can and gets rid of the waste. A lot of times, perspective of people is that people really throw up their negativity. They spend so much time in groups of negativity, and they spend their whole lives pissed. I'm like, damn, go take a bubble bath, motherfricka. Chill the frick out. What is your deal? You are so angry, and I can guarantee you, let me tell you something. I'm not the most perfect happy person, but I will say I'm very secure with myself. And I will say that when I think about that, I'm like, why are people so angry? And it's because they're angry with what's going on in their life, and they just don't know how to deal with that. And so they just go running and trying to like spread anger. That's crazy. It's like, damn, you must be miserable. I really wish you would understand yourself better. And then you could probably start to work through that stuff. And then let me tell you something. I'm not the most happy person ever, but I can tell you, when you are more secure and happy with yourself in that sense, and know you're a human being, you make mistakes, you can't fix everything you've ever done, and you try to keep it moving, I don't want to go running to other people. Even the people that have been openly lying and criticizing me from a very long time, I've never tried to go to their channel. I've never had a fake account. I said, I'll put this through the FBI right now. I've never needed to go defend myself and try to say all this stuff. I just get pissed when I get pulled into drama. It's like, leave me the hell out of it. What the hell's wrong with you? Leave me out of your crap. And that goes back to what I'm saying is people's perspectives don't matter. If you know what you're going to do, You're open to hearing people's perspectives on you, which is criticism. People who love you will correct you. I think that's the point. It's okay to say, "Hey, I think you could do this better." Who People need that. We all need that. We can't see everything. So that's number one. Number two, stop worrying about people thinking about you. You'll never make people happy, and you'll kill yourself trying to make them like you. So F that. Forget it. I tried my whole life to make my mom just love me because I never brought up an issue. And my sister was the exact opposite. She didn't like any of that. So she was just like, I'm not putting up with this. And she fought like a bull. The only reason I was the golden child is because I wasn't a problem starter. I didn't like confrontation. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just be a good boy and just sit down, and I'll cause no issues. I'll never have my own issues. I'll never come to you with my problems. Like, I'll just always be good. I'll always be even temperamented. So that's just a huge perspective right there. Like, it doesn't make you happy. Me growing up that way and constantly being willing to just lay down and be the one who takes the punches never did me any services. It's okay to defend yourself, number one. It's okay to also just like be honest and just say, you know what, like, I didn't like that. I don't like that. And you can deal with it in private too. You know, that's usually how you're supposed to do it, but it doesn't always work out that way. Um, but yeah, it's important, man. It's really important. I get criticized every day, just so you know. And it's going to be for the rest of my life. If I ever talk on YouTube, someone's going to say something about me. And you have to accept that. At some point, I can't, oh, they think I'm this. It's like, it used to just kill me. I'm like, I would never try to make money off of my family. I'm trying to flip the narrative back over so people can hear the truth and understand how hard this actually is. And I think I can teach people through my experiences how to have better lives and work through trauma, because I'm going to, the crawling through glass for me can help the next person. And you just get to everybody, you mother fricker, you grifting mother frick. Like, okay, why am I trying to prove you wrong? You're pissed off, Scooby-Doo 7. You're pissed off. Okay, cool. Like, obviously you only show up to be angry. Anytime I post about my family, you come running. You won't let them rest in peace. Okay, they're my brother and sister and my family, but you're angry. You know what I'm saying? So but the thing is, I'm being real with you guys on that side, because that stuff used to just hurt so bad. Because I'm like, I just wish people could see that I'm not like that. I wish I could put my heart out on the table, be like, bro, that has nothing to do with it. I don't know how clear I've had to be. Then the point is, I can make a video every day. I'm not this. I'm not this. Here's why. Here's 50 reasons why I'm not doing this. And you think, and it's like, no one, they're still going to say it. They're just always going to feel that way. So why would you spend your time trying to make them understand you? The truth doesn't need a ton of explanation. You put the truth out there, and then the truth is taken for what it is. But you have to be accepting of that. You say the truth, and then people are still going to believe what they want, even if they had every bit of evidence on a piece of paper and everything you need to prove something that you're telling the truth. They still would be like, this is fake. This is AI. This is a lie. It's like, all right, I think I'm cool. Like, I'm not going to try to prove you wrong. And I say that because it's the same thing in your life, whether it's a parent, a spouse, a child, a job, anything you're trying to do in your life. If you're trying to please people, it's never going to ever make you happy. So just stop. I love you, and stop. And I know it's hard. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like it just means, okay, yeah, I'll stop. It means start being aware that you can't make people happy, and you can't even make yourself happy. And we have a lie out there from hell that life is all about happiness. What the shit is that? When did we sign a paper that says our whole life is about being as happy as possible? That's not true at all. We suffer in this world. That's what life is. Without suffering, without lows, there's no highs. And we're all in this like idea, like all I need to be is supremely happy all the time. That doesn't exist even on ecstasy, which I've never taken, by the way. You can't be happy 24/7. If you were, then happiness would be null. It would not matter. So there's so many things that I want to say at the same time, and it's all coming out. So just bear with me here. But life has such a it just has such a ridiculous concept that we're supposed to constantly be happy in every situation, and that's all we're chasing, and we need this, and this is what's going to make me happy. And if I have a Bugatti and I'm driving around and I got a nice haircut and I got everything I want, then I'm going to somehow be happy. It's a total lie. Everything is inside of ourselves. It's just inside your heart. And when you start working through your trauma from your childhood trauma is very, very real. It's where you need to start, I think. And then you work through your life, things will start to make more sense and you can start to see clearly, and you need to see clearly so you can function. That's what I will say. You need to be able to sift through your whole life, and it takes time. But it's so ridiculous to everybody trying to chase this idea, better, better this. I'm not saying wanting more is wrong. It's the fact that you think that that's going to make you happy. That's so crazy. Like, a person cannot make you happy. Even your children make you happy, but that's not their job. They're not there to produce, what is it? Not serotonin, whatever. What is it called? Not serotonin. They're not there to produce dopamine in your life. That's like such a lie. We have so many people taking their lives every day because of the misconceptions of what this world is bullshitting you with. They're completely lying to you. It's all the social media. It's everyone smile, motherfricka. How about someone post themselves crying because they're going through hell? That makes more sense to me. I'm like, is everybody happy and my life's just the worst? Like, it's just me. I'm the only one that has anxiety. I'm the only one who like is crying regularly. I'm the only dude that feels this way. Apparently other guys are just soldiers. They're all Navy SEALs with their emotions, and they just walk through life tin hut. They never cry, and they're just, I'm a man. I got calluses on my hands. I'm like, no, you the frick you don't. Even if you do, you're lying to your damn self. You better start being humble. I know you want to cry. That's why when you see men usually cry, they break the F down because they're holding that thing like a damn wall. Of course you're miserable. Come on, damn. Doesn't make you more of a man or less of a man to cry. Frick wrong with you. Endorphins, thank you. Endorphins. But there's nothing in this world that's going to just supremely fix everything. The lottery won't do it. It'd be great. If I won the lottery, we'd do just freaking giveaways for tons of money. I would buy a house for my kids, and I don't know. I'd want to put out as much good content in the world as possible. That would be my number one goal. But I know, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you, for me personally, one of my friends asked me, we were doing that when the lottery here in Arizona was really high. And he said something to the degree of like, what would you do if you won the lottery, or something of that nature? Like, where you have and I said, I'd want to do YouTube. I would just put everything into it. Like, I would buy all the stuff I'd need, and then I'd make a media company. He's like, you do YouTube if money was an object? I said, yeah, bro, it's nothing to do with money. Like, you don't understand. Like, this isn't about money. Like, that's never been the point. And I guess I never thought of it from a third person perspective of that. Like, wow, this has it's never been my first thought. Oh my gosh, I need to make so much money off of YouTube. Like, it really just is my heart. And I just want to do it because I want to do it. That's just what life is. Oh yeah, oxytocin, man. We're saying all kinds of stuff. Misinformation, swipe. You can't have, oh my gosh, I forgot the other one. Endorphins and oxytocin, and just, you can get all those things from people you love, but they're not a drug. You're not hitting them so you can get what you need. So let's let that go. That's not their job. And guess what? That expectation on either side, if you're trying to make someone else happy or vice versa, you're depending on them to make you happy, you will always be miserable. I love you guys, but it's the truth. I grew up this way. Trust me, this is G14 class, PhD in this motherfricka. I know this from my heart and life, my whole life experience, is to tell you that happiness does not come from someone else, and it's all about how we feel inside. You could have everything you think you want. You could have the car, the job, the everything, and still be sitting there going, "Why am I not happy?" Because it's inside. Why are we like, where are we missing this? I'm not trying to make people feel stupid, but it's like the world is just puts out this idea that everyone's so happy. And I'm like, why are we watching a play? Why are you all playing a part? Where the hell why did I feel like an alien when it comes to having so many feelings? Am I crazy? Like I'm the only one that feels like all these different array of things and doubting myself. And I mean, even with other YouTubers, they see them, they never bring up stuff like this. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like none of you struggle. Okay. All right, cool. I guess life for you is perfect. Everyone's happy. Everyone's laughing all the time. Like, damn, I've struggled a lot. So I don't know about you, but I feel like even in like my fitness journey, everything I've done in life, it's always been hard as hell. It's never been easy. Nothing I have has ever come in an easy fashion, ever. So maybe that's part of it. But we got to stop acting like everybody's happy all the time. Thank you, Rain Collector. I really appreciate you being here. I think this is an important conversation, so I'm glad you're here. I don't know. Again, I'm not judging anybody. I'm not trying to make people feel bad for posting their best moments on social media or anything of that nature. I just feel like I can't pretend like that with you guys. You know, like I can't pretend that, oh, I'm just so good. I'm happy as hell. Everything's perfect. Everything is awesome. Come on. This ain't the Lego movie, baby. Frick that. I'm sick and tired of that. So back to my main point. You got one life. Life is not purely about being happy. There's nothing wrong with chasing your dreams. I think it's very important. But there's going to be ups and downs the whole way. So if you stop trying to sugarcoat it and say, if I'm not happy, it's wrong. I don't know about you, but like for me, even I always put things back in perspective of like stuff I can tell you that makes more sense to me. Like from a lifting standpoint, I'm never just like feel great at the gym. I'm usually the one in there making the faces. I'm sweating and I look crazy. And I'm looking at the clock. I'm breathing heavy. I'm messy. Okay. I'm the messy guy. And nothing about it is supposed to be easy. And if I think, oh, well, I'm supposed to feel great, I'm never supposed to be sore. I'm never supposed to struggle with weights. I'm supposed to just be huge and shredded and ripped. And you know what I mean? Like I never expect to struggle. Well, then I'm setting myself up to fail. So that's total bullshit right there. I don't know. I get pissed off. Stop it. Everybody just knock it off. Just let's be human beings. I know everybody's struggling. Frick this. We're all go through stuff. We're all human beings. We all make mistakes. And I will say, back to these all talking to all these haters out here, okay? All those haters. Bro, if your freaking stuff was out there, you would never be moving the way you're moving. You can judge because you hide so far behind a wall of like fakeness, like you're some kind of perfect person to preach down. It's so crazy. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. Yeah, you know what? This might be the most like gone concept. I don't understand it, but like what is wrong with saying, "Hey, I screwed up. I screwed up. I'm sorry." Like that, and the meaning that doesn't mean you say it 50,000 more times. Even if you feel bad, it's really important. Once you say it with your heart, if someone approaches you, say, hey, I messed up really bad, and I'm sorry. I mean it. Like I mean this. I wish I could take it back. I screwed up. Like that should be enough for us in life. That's life. Everybody screws up every day. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? People out here act like they don't like their crap doesn't stink. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And sometimes it just makes you feel more lonely. And like I'll say that too, like watching all these other people live their lives, I really had to stop trying to like ever compare. Like I see, people with like, other YouTubers or somebody like having their whole family. They have their big, they're at their mom's house and their kids are there and they have all this stuff. And I'm like, you don't know how rich you are. Not about money. You don't understand the value of what you have. Like you have a whole ass family that's just alive and there and breathing. Like you don't know what people would give to have that. You know what I'm saying? And like, I get the value of it now, but I'll be honest, it's not like I knew the value of it before all this happened. It's not like I knew how valuable my time was with other people. And so that's the hard reality. But hopefully, me telling you that can help you understand and be able to value the things you're doing. You know, every time you see someone, it could be the last time you see them. That is also true. Doesn't mean to live in anxiety or fear that they're going to pass, but maybe give them a hug and maybe just like check in on people. Maybe just the more in the moment you are, it's just crazy how much stuff you'll start doing. It's crazy. Like when you actually sit down and just shut all this crap off and you actually just think about what you need to get done, your brain has a list. I know it does. And you say, oh my gosh, I need to call this person. I should text them. I should see if I can spend time with this person. Let me get this done. Like it's crazy. Just shut off the noise and you will be productive. And I think that's why I say this is our one time in all of our lives. We get one shot. Again, there's no coming back like Chad said. Okay. He's a prick and he's a liar. There's no coming back 35 times. This is your shot. And that's okay. That's how God designed it. So the best thing we can do, in my personal opinion, is help each other. Be uplifting as much as possible because we're all going to screw up every day. If you only hear, you're such an F up, you piece of crap, you freaking gosh darn fricker. You know what I'm saying? Like you just hear that crap every day. Of course you're going to have a negative perception of your life. I don't know. I think that's crazy. I don't know. I think it's so insane to me. This is how it is, you know? Let me read what you're saying over here. I'm curious, how would you describe Lori's physical eating and exercise mental health habits? On the one hand, you mentioned the frequent fast food she fed her kids, but she seemed deeply value her own fitness. Yeah, it was that's a whole nother conversation, but I will just tell you this. She did not eat the fast food. She took care of us with fast food. She completely did her own thing. So it was almost like shoving off her not doing her part as a mom. I'm sorry to say it, but she just didn't know how to take care of kids. Just wasn't one of her things. She would just kind of easily always make sure we had what we need. But at the end of the day, I was very unhealthy as a kid because all I ever had was crap to eat. And that was also part of the emotional stuff that I was doing. So I had an emotional eating habit. And, you know, then she was, you know, she was shredded and I was big. And it's just like this whole weird dynamic. So, yeah, I don't know. It was very different between the two, but she did not take care of her mental health. She took care of her physical health. So she could have been shredded. She could have had all this stuff going on. I don't give a shit what you look like. If your mental and your heart is wrong, I don't care what you look like. It doesn't matter. Looks are vain. They're vain. It doesn't mean anything at the value at all. Your body doesn't even get to go with you when you die. It stays here and it rots. So as great as it is to be in not perfect shape, in incredible shape, as important as it is to be healthy, it doesn't actually hold inherent value. It just shows discipline and it helps you function a little bit easier in your life because when you're healthier, your body functions a little bit better. Obviously, that's just the truth. And I've been studying fitness for so long, and I can tell you from personal experience, every time I was way heavier, all of my health issues followed with that. And when I've lost more weight, I've been in a better place. But it means nothing if your character's garbage. Doesn't mean anything. You could have the most beautiful man or woman in the world, but if their character's garbage, they're worth nothing. Maybe to the movies, whatever, that's great, but it means nothing at the end of the day. So yeah, it happens all the time. I think it's okay to have hard conversations. I think they're important. I think if you get in a fight with someone and you have a hard conversation, said, hey, I hated that, didn't like that, let them know. You need to build a kind of relationship with people where it's like, hey, I hated that, but I don't want to leave this situation because I don't know what's going to happen tonight, tomorrow. The Bible says, do not go to bed angry. It's a big deal. I wonder why that's such a clear thing, because not is it only bad for you, but also you don't have any idea what could happen. And I tell you guys this from experience. I stopped talking to my dad because I was pissed at him. I thought he cheated on my mom and ruined our family. I was pissed. I'm like, I'm not talking to you again. You screwed up our whole life we had. You ruined it. And that's how Lori tricked me into that. Because I didn't listen to him either. I just thought my mom was moving like someone who needed to get out of here. So I didn't listen to him. He got murdered. I am never going to talk to him again on this earth. So I say that because it's the 100% truth. I learned my lesson the hardest way possible. I will never be able to have that conversation with him. And he might have died thinking that I was mad at him, which is fucked up because it was all Lori. It was 100% my mom's fault. But my dad probably died thinking I did not like him off of a lie that someone told me. It teaches you a lot and it sucks. It's the worst kind of lesson to learn in your life. Give me 1 second. I got to answer Riley. She's so cute. She's eating Oreos. But I learned the hard way. I don't mind sharing that with you. It sucks. And I have to live with that forever. And it taught me to never do that again. Never do that again. Never let someone else come in between my relationship with someone, and never leave. Even if you never have another word said, can you live with the last conversation you would have with someone that you love? It's a real question to ask yourself. Can you live with the fact that that was your last conversation? If you bury the hatchet, say, hey, I don't think we can have a relationship with each other. I don't think we could ever be close again. Things have changed too much, but I will say this as my last piece. And if they pass away, at least you'd feel some kind of no stone unturned. I know you'll always have regrets. We all do. We're all human. You always wish you said more, didn't, whatever the case is. But I think it's a really good trait to be apologetic. I was overly apologetic. I think it's important to apologize when you mean it. And real apologies, just like the truth, don't need to be repeated 100 times. They don't, because they come from your heart, and you don't need to keep trying to prove that you're sorry. That's ridiculous. That's bullshit. If someone's trying to make you feel bad for what you did and you have apologized for a long time, you do not have to keep trying to prove that you're sorry. And that's just part of life, you know? So I think we have to start having more understanding. And if we do it, then we set examples for other people. And so it's really just about us deciding how we're going to function. And that will translate over, hopefully, to other people, because that's all you have is your example of how you function around other people. It's just crazy. It's crazy to watch this, things that are happening in this world, the way that it's moving. I don't know. It blows my mind. It blows my mind to watch how our society is and how almost against our humanity and understanding us as emotional creatures that life really is. It's just against us. And it's just set up to make us believe that there's some kind of product or something at the end of the road. There's some kind of freaking leprechaun and his gold pot waiting for us. Like, that's the thing I'm trying to get. And it's like, okay, let's say you're what's it called? You're an explorer and you're on your way to a whole nother country before it's ever been founded. When you land on that motherfricka, you have so much work to do. You are on an uncharted land. You'd have to colonize it and put up buildings. Like, the work just started. There's no perfect scenario. It never goes without hard work and never goes without trying. And there's just no, like, you're not just going to land in, the Golden City or Atlantis and you're all obsessed with Jason Momoa and he's down there swimming around as the king of Atlantis. He's not even down there. He sucks. I love Jason Momoa, but that movie was the worst. That was one of the worst movies I've ever watched. Save that for Pop Culture Poppy, baby. Sorry, I'm going on top of my headphones on there. Sorry to tell you. I love Jason Momoa. This is a separate thing, but his movie Aquaman was garbage. Garbage. Trying to watch that dude be Arthur. It was ridiculous. Anyway, most of the stuff I ever share with my heart is just stuff I've learned. And unfortunately, I've learned the hard way and a lot. But it can help other people. You can learn from my mistakes, and hopefully it will give you opportunities to, if you've heard it before, at least maybe you have a better chance. I don't know. Oh gosh. Heavens to Betsy. I knew if I brought it up, I knew it. It's just, gosh, I can't do this today. I really can't. No, we can't have this coming out here. We got to change the subject here quicker than a hurry. I know what's coming. Then it's doctor. Then it's what's his name? Judge Boreski. Then everybody just gets thirsty. I know we're in Arizona, it's a desert, but get your water, chill out, live for now, not in the past, not in the future, not in fantasy world like Lori. Don't start being delusional and start thinking all this random. Just stay here. They're not gonna bust through the door. Stop it. Stop it. Heavens. Heavens to Betsy. I would like to do a video though on I have a better perspective about a lot of stuff. I've been doing a lot of research. I'd like to do a video on my diagnosis, even though I'm not a psychologist, on a lot of what Lori has. It's pretty interesting. So maybe we'll do that soon. I try not to really talk about her unless I feel that there's something to be learned. It's never about just having a conversation about her for the sake of having a conversation. It's always in perspective of like, maybe this will help other people, especially if you have it as a parent or anybody you know, to be able to kind of spot things that are similar traits that maybe somehow, some way, I want to somehow prevent it. I know it sounds impossible, but maybe if there's at least some kind of like understanding, maybe there can be some identifiers. It's better than nothing. That's all I'll say. At least if you see something in someone, I don't know. Just all I can hope and pray. You know? Yeah, everybody's getting thirsty. Not me. Okay? Not me. I'm telling you right now. I don't understand it. Everybody's out here just heavens is out here. It's just ridiculous. It's just everybody gets thirsty and everybody's, oh, look at those biceps. Oh, it's like, oh, wait, whoa. This is the wrong channel here, huh? Sheesh. Calm down, Donna. Get in here, Donna. It's getting hot in here, Donna. Come cool down the chat, please. Gosh, I miss Donna. Really need her to get in here. She's been so helpful. Donna, she doesn't get enough credit on the channel. Let's go back for a second. She's kind, she's helpful. She makes sure you have the insurance information. She's just a great help to the channel. She's a big part of the community. So thank you. Just want to do a big shout out to Donna. She probably won't make it in here by the end of the video, but hopefully maybe one day she'll finally make her way in here. It takes her a long time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that was something. I remember that. I do remember that. Yeah, Donna's the best. No, I bet there's sorry people in the chat who have no idea who Donna is. Hopefully she'll make it in here sometime. Yeah, come on down when you get a chance, Donna. She'll be over here someday. I don't know. I might go find a person named Donna and just have her come to the stream and then show you her license, like cover her address and just show you she's real, because that would just shock you. That might be something we do. I don't know. No, it takes her a long time to get down. No, the frick, she does not. And by the way, I never even really figured out who Donna is to me, like in the fake scenario. I guess Donna would technically be my 55-year-old wife if I was 55 and her name was Donna. She'd be my wife when I'm older. I guess I don't know if I ever really gave her a real character arc, but at this point, she's just a helper. She's just a great helper. And she knows the zip code. She knows our insurance. She's going to be in here. And she'll be in here right after the stream ends, probably. Just like right as I end it, Donna will come right through the door. I'll be like, oh, you missed it. It takes her a while to get going. It takes her a while. She's got to really get up and move around first before she gets down here. So I think Donna said there's tacos somewhere. So I think Donna wants to get tacos for tonight. And at 3, it's 3 o'clock here, but we like to do dinner early. Me and Donna. Okay, I can't do this. I'm really starting to crack. I got to slow down. I got to really lock in before I start saying really funny stuff. But Donna's the best. Donna, she keeps the channel clear. So we'll keep it like that. Um, I genuinely don't even know Adana except for my best friend's mom when I was like 12. Maybe from like I met him when I was like 7. We were friends all the way till I was like 12. That's the only Donna I know. But she just has to understand. She'll be in here at some point. I don't know. She's great. Anyway, I love you guys. Let's go back. We have time to do this tomorrow. I got some stuff I want to talk about. So I will put up a thumbnail for you guys for tomorrow for a live. I love and appreciate you. And I just told the Patreons, but if you're not over there, I'll just give you the rundown that we're doing all of the, why did I blank it? Oh, all of the documentary updates will be coming out soon once that starts. But we have a live stream with Sherilyn Dale over on her channel. Again, I want to reiterate, she is literally just the best. She's so kind. She's been so helpful. I love her and respect her a lot. But we're going to be doing a live over there. She's going to help us try to fundraise for the doc. And then hopefully over the next few weeks, we might be able to take a huge step forward in just progressing towards actually getting this thing started and getting the equipment and all of that stuff. So I'm super excited and hopefully that actually happens. It's just a process, just takes time. So anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I'll see you very, very, very soon tomorrow. Love you guys.